of BLS data. I mean, basic stuff that he's put out on social media that everybody can see with their own eyes. You know, in some instances, these economists are showing that he's completely misreading charts and graphs. That's a basic problem. That's not even going into the details of how you put together statistics on the unemployment rate, the inflation rates of the entire country.
I'm not qualified to judge his qualifications. I can barely calculate the tip of a meal. But I think what is disqualifying is when he says openly, publicly in an interview, yes, I think we need to get someone political, essentially, into this apolitical job. But this is like putting a flat earther in charge of the maps. I mean, the maps are the maps. The data is the data. They don't like the data, so they'll get someone in who will say the data is better than what the data is. That's bananas, but it's going to lead to our country not being trusted by other countries and people not wanting to invest in our country when we're installing propagandists in jobs that should be apolitical. But we've seen it over and over again. Don't like the results of the election? Call up that guy in Georgia, see if he can find more votes for us. Don't like, worried about the president's health? Get a doctor who'll say anything we tell him to say about the president's health. Don't like this hurricane map? Get a Sharpie. We'll change it. This is why people start losing faith in governments, in countries, when they can't believe things that really shouldn't be politicized.
I think that there's a point here that needs to be made that nobody's talking about, is that this is something that the American people can understand. They may not understand all the parts about the moving parts. If you're a Donald Trump MAGA, you say he should be able to whoever. If you're a left-wing Democrat like me, you're going to hate everything that he does. But folks in the middle be like, I understand not liking the data. Most folks don't like the data on their scales when they stand on it, and they get a new scale because they don't worry about that one's broken. This one must be broken. But that's so simplistic, and I made that comment to be like, people get this. They get the rigged system piece of this, and I think this is what's going to bite them in the butt.
I think this is just another scary action in a line of actions where the president, there is a public servant who's doing their work, supposed to be in a nonpartisan way. The president doesn't like the facts. He fires them and puts in a crony lapdog. And I think this is an alarm bell for Congress. I'm working with some of my colleagues at looking at, I think we have to make some structural reforms when we have the levers of power again. And what Donald Trump has